Welcome to Woodline Tracking. Today we're going to do a video. We'll try to make it not too long. It'll just be a summary of 4th generation small teams formations in the countryside. This isn't urban warfare, countryside. We've done a lot of videos on formations. We've done videos on 1 to 2 man movements for reconnaissance and for tracking, how to be quiet in the woods and all that kind of stuff. So this is a video I'm going to try to tie it all together for you guys because there's a lot of confusion out there. I've noticed about this in my vast years of training and doing this kind of stuff. And where we're going, I urge all you to get to know this and own this. So let's get started. First of all, let's go over the common mistakes I see in my vast years of doing this, of teaching and doing it. One of the biggest ones is, this is no order, I just wrote them down, is men undertrained. That's a big one in 4th gen warfare. And knowing and understanding what 4th gen warfare is, and understanding the formations and understanding how you use it and all this. So let's just break it down. What is 4th gen warfare? 4th gen warfare is basically militias and paramilitaries. That's 4th gen. It's not big army. There's a big difference between big army and 4th gen. One's an apple and one's an orange. But they both have their jobs. Basically, all patriots will be 4th gen warfare. You don't need to follow the Army handbook because you don't have their capability and you're not a soldier. You are a militia member, patriot, Minuteman, what are you going to call it? The problem I see is most people do not take that seriously. They do not own that and want to become the best they can be. They always have excuses. Most people don't realize that the militia was a huge part in our founding of this country. They did huge. That's what America was built on, militia. The problem is, most people think, oh, what is so above guns? I got my click, I got all my tactical, and we'll go do this. The militia of 1776 and our forefathers, they were drilling for years. They were very proficient at being militia members, Minutemen, and all that. I very seldom see people in America that are good at this. I mean, the statistics are probably 1 out of 20. Most people talk a game, but very few people can do it. Now, the beauty of this is all of you can do it. If you want to do it, own it. Identify yourself as that and become good at it and make no excuses. So that's the biggest problem I see with that. Also, people want to take, well, I was learned in class, or I learned in basic training, or I learned in this, or learned wherever you want to type. And they stick too rigid to the formation, to what you're doing. It's just a guideline. You have to change stuff up all the time. You change distance, you change formation, you change your point man, you change where you're going, what you're doing. All this is basically based on missing your terrain and who you're going up against. But it has to be flexible. You have to understand all to be good at it. And don't get rigid. Well, I was trained in basic, never to walk backwards. Well, there's a lot of times in 4th gen you have to walk backwards if you were security. I understand why they taught that to you, but you have to come over that and realize what we are doing here. And it's just a guideline. Become good at it and make it successful. Team leaders. There's a lack of leadership across the whole board, from business down to this. A team leader, the biggest problem I see over and over again is who's supposed to be the team leader losing control of his team, losing everything. The team just falls apart, and that's almost always time you get hit in training and in real life. So team leadership is key. All the jobs are key. Actually, everybody needs to be trained well in all the different jobs. In fact, we'll do a video coming up on 4th gen riflemen. We'll do that coming up. All right, next one is immediate action drills, shooting, and communication. Big problems. Big problems. Like, everybody's like, you assault the ambush. But basically, you don't be getting ambushed or reacting to contact in 4th Gen, like out in the woods. You don't shock the ambush most of the time. You might have to sometimes, but most of the time you need to peel out and get the heck out of dodge. You have no combat modifiers. You do not have other support. You do not have air power. You have no crucial weapons. I've seen it before in training where guys try to do that and they go the wrong effing direction away from the ambush and get killed. They didn't know which way they were being attacked. And in real life, that's true. Sometimes someone takes a shot at you, you're not for sure where even where that's coming from. So, immediate action drills. You're probably either going to be flanking or peering out. General rule of thumb. Shooting ability. Everybody says they can shoot. I very seldom see people that can actually shoot. And I hope no one gets offended to this. I'm just telling you from my vast years of experience and training what I see. Everybody thinks they can shoot. The reason they think they can shoot is they have not gone up against a true good shooter, someone that is really gifted. You know, they buy their gun, they put all their gear on it, and they shoot 500,000 rounds a year at most. I mean, you need to be shooting 500,000 rounds a month at minimum to keep good. Because these skills are perishable. If you lose this, you can lose the skills by not doing it. You know, it's like you want to be a good piano player and you go buy the piano, you buy the fancy tux, you have a fancy room, but you only practice 1 hour a month or something, or a couple hours a month. How do you become good? Same thing for shooting. How do you become good? Communicating. That's another big problem. People get shot at, all of a sudden they get to hit the wall and they do nothing. You need to communicate as a baseline as the 3Ds. You need to communicate, moving, peering, flanking, all that kind of stuff. And not just say it, you need to effing yell it. Alright, next, awareness, camouflage, and sound. The sound, people at the beginning make way too much noise. Like I said, I have videos out there showing how to walk quietly through the woods and doing other stuff like that. You go look it up. But you need to be quiet. In 4th Gen, good camouflage, blending in, not seeing you, and sound is your best that you could do. You need to be quiet and camo up so they don't know. You gotta be stealth. Awareness. People just don't, they just kind of look and they don't see nothing. You need to be always looking, realizing the terrain, following what is the shape of your man. Where's the other guys in your team? How many times guys don't even know where the team members are at? Do all that. Aware of the danger areas. Well, you gotta avoid that danger. If I was to ambush somebody, I would be up there. Do I hear sounds? Do I think I see somebody? Somebody coming up, an enemy patrol coming up on us. Awareness is key. Distance. Everybody wants to bitch about distance. Oh, you're too close, you're too far away. Well, that's true, both of them is right. It depends on what your mission is, the enemy going up against in the terrain. And you need to keep on changing the distance between your team members to fit all three of them. Sometimes I've been, in real life, up close against guys, and I've been 30 yards away. It all depends on what you are doing, and for the issues we said. Speed. A lot of times guys go way too fast in the woods. You need to slow it down. Sometimes they go way too slow. So you need to be aware of all this. The main thing of all this is you got to train and do it. If you're going to be a Patriot or Minuteman, you need to get your smart team together and you got to go out there and do it and keep on doing it so you can get better at it. Okay, enough rambling about that. The biggest formations I recommend in my vast years of experience, the 3 formations that are fit mostly everything in the country, especially in the Midwest and places. Now some terrain's a little bit different, and again, you can have, there's more than one way to skin in a cat. You can have other formations out there that will do the same thing. But you need to know the formations. You need to keep it simple. Don't get too fancy, keep it simple. First one is the easiest, is the fire bump. If I had to take 3 to 5 guys out on a security patrol, out in the woods, I never trained them from their low training, I would do the fire bump. It is easy to control. It's stealthy, it's quiet. I can train people up and usually in an hour or so to understand what they're supposed to do. Disadvantages of it, you tend to be kind of close, and it's very, very slow. But it is a good formation. Basically, if you all, I'll do a little demonstration here for you. You have one guy, one guy, one guy, one guy. They, you know, like this, and the distance depends on what you're doing, the enemy, and the terrain. One guy moves forward, takes a knee. The next guy gets up and he moves forward, takes a knee. No one's standing. You want to take a knee in the woods because you're less of a silhouette. Next guy moves up and you just basically bump your way forward, okay? Everybody watching their angles of fire and what to watch out for. Very simple, because you don't, it's hard to use to control the team. You have a lot of security because all your guns are in the fight. So it's a very simple formation. There's videos out there I have out there looking on if you want to know more about doing it. The next is probably the most common and you use the most, the two-man bounty. Well, let me clarify, 2 men to a team and multiple teams bounty. I'm a big fan of keeping with your battle buddy. You always want to put 2 guys together because it's best to have your buddy, your battle buddy, and you guys do everything together. You take a shit together, you move together, everything. Again, we gotta be flexible. There's no set rules. It's on the general rule of thumb. If you can maintain that practice, you'll be better off. But the 2-man bounty, basically is simple. You have 2 guys here, 2 guys here. They move forward, and then they move forward. You just bound yourself through the woods. Keep it street and simple. Everybody's guns up, everybody moving. That's usually a pretty good tactic that you most generally use. Next is the tracker Y formation. This is the toughest formation that I recommend. And that's more or less like if you're tracking somebody down, something like this. And you have the tracker, security, flanker, team leader, and rear flanker. And basically you would move as a team as that. It's probably the best out of all 3. It does a good job of, it's fast, it has good security, it's very flexible, you can react to contact, easy with it, you can put up a hasty ambush, easy with it. It keeps the tracker secure because the tracker is not necessarily always looking around because he's looking at tracks. If you're protecting an individual, this is what I recommend, to keep him secure. But it takes a well-ordered team to do this and do it perfectly. It's something you probably wouldn't want to do unless you and your team practice a lot. So this is kind of the basic overview of this video for you guys. Like I said, go check out the other videos. I asked you guys to subscribe. I don't have ever asked that before, or share these videos. I'm a very small channel, but I'm trying to get the word out to American patriots because there's a lot going on. And if you want to be a patriot, you need to get trained up. You're losing time. Take pride in what you're doing. If you want to call yourself a patriot, Minuteman, whatever you want to call it, an armed civilian, take it and own it. Become best. Study at home. Study at home. Don't sit there and say, oh, Buckeye football's on, I can't study. If that's who you are, identify, study with it. Own it. You need to study at home. You need to get out in the woods and train with your buddies. You need to keep on shooting. And just don't go out there and shoot cans. Do good drills. Push yourself, because shooting's a key piece of the pie. So there you go. Any questions, leave comments below. We'll do here in a little bit, we'll do a 4th gen gear for you guys. I see a lot of guys rocking the wrong gear, in my opinion. Also, what is a 4th generation rifleman? We'll have them coming up for you guys. So that's all I got for you. Remember, excuses will get you killed.